Today's shloka is number 43. If you have the text, you can follow it. Chaitanyasyaika rupatvat bhedo yukto na karhichit jivatvam cha mrishagyeyam rajvam sarpa graho yatha. Translation: because the consciousness is one everywhere, it is important to attribute distinctions in it at any time. The sense of Jeeva is to be understood as a delusion, even as the idea of a snake in a row. So Bhagavan says it is improper to attribute distinctions to consciousness at any time. So last Thursday, when we talked about shloka 34, and I included all the shlokas from 34 to 38, we saw that Bhagavan had used many references from the Upanishads, and he gave very rational and logical explanations to prove that the gross body and the subtle body, both of them, neither of them is the self. And higher than both the gross body and the subtle body is Purush. Purush meaning pure consciousness. So one would wonder that if the body is not the self, then should we consider the body as different, separate from the self? Are there two different identities? Are there two different entities? One is body and one is self, Atma, Paramatma. So from this shlok onwards, Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya is going to remove that doubt and confusion also from our mind. And he's going to reveal that the Jeeva or the individual self is no different from consciousness, no different from Purush or Paramatma. So what is the Jeeva? The Jeeva is a conditioned Atma, meaning it enlivens the body, it enlivens the mind, it enlivens the intellect, this equipment that we are wearing. And because of this close connection of Atma and body, mind, intellect, equipment, we get a false notion of being separate from our true identity, which is actually Paramatma. So this false notion makes us feel separate. It makes us believe that we are all different from each other, from all of us. And again, it gives us the false notion that we are separate also from Paramatma, from the universal consciousness. Now, if you remember when we talked last Thursday from 34 to 38, one of the references which were made was of Purusha Sukta of the Rig Veda. So in the Purusha Sukta, it is declared clearly, everything in the universe is Purush only. It has been declared in the Vedas, therefore it has to be the truth. Sarvam Purusha Eva. Sarvam, all Purusha Eva. Everything is Purush only. Purusha Eva Idam Sarvam. All this that we see in the manifest world, as well as in the unmanifest world, all that we can understand, perceive, think about, conceive, all that is nothing but Purush, nothing but pure consciousness. So now how to understand this? So Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya once again resorts to the classic example of a snake in row and says that just like in darkness, when we cannot see the rope on the ground, we imagine that it is a snake. So it is because of our avidya Darkness meaning avidya, our ignorance, our state of delusion. We see manifested things, vishays, objects, instead of seeing the true nature of those objects. We see everything as separate from each other, individuals separate from each other. We see different individuals having different qualities, having different attributes. But when the light was put on, we saw that there was no snake at all. It was just a rope. And all the fear, all the confusion, all the emotions that were that had arisen in the darkness, in the avidya, in the ignorance, disappear. In the same way, when there is the state of awakened consciousness in an individual, that individual will see the oneness in everything, will see the oneness in everyone, will not see any differences, and will not be giving different name and form to different manifested objects. Normally, what we do is we see everything in the universe as Nam and Roop, making them individual, separate, different from each other. But when there is the state of awakened consciousness, one sees beyond Nam, name, one sees beyond Roop or form, and sees that one essence, the oneness within everyone and what everyone actually is. So this is little difficult to understand as a concept. So again, we have an example which may make it slightly easier to understand, and that is, of course, the example which we have talked about many times before, about the movie that we see and the screen. So when the movie is going on, all we see are the moving pictures, right? We see the film, we see the movie, and we obviously don't even remember, or we don't even think about the screen on which the movie is being projected. Everything, our full attention is on the movie itself. Now, when the movie finishes, gets over, no more pictures to see. The pictures have stopped. And what we can see is only the screen. The pictures were not real. The pictures were an illusion created on the substratum of the screen. Now, in the same way, before awakening, before self-realization, all we see are the moving pictures of vishayas, moving pictures of objects, moving pictures of bodies and minds and intellects. We don't see the screen, the Atma, the consciousness behind them. After self-realization, when this entire movie, this drama is over, we will see the reality. We will see the essence, that is the true nature of all Vishayas, and that is pure consciousness itself. So in that awakened state, in that realized state, in that state of completeness, we don't see differences in the essence of all Vishayas. And when I say Vishay, it doesn't only mean an inanimate object, it means people also. We don't see the differences in each person as a Nam and a Roop. And because we don't see the differences and we see the oneness that each one is, that we don't feel the need to judge Vishayas, judge people as good, bad, ugly, beautiful, wise, foolish. We know what is their reality, and we just recognize that oneness, that is actually their consciousness, or not their consciousness, which is actually the consciousness. So there is a basic teaching in Vedanta which says that whatever there is in the beginning and the same thing is there at the end, then whatever is in the middle is also the same thing. So let's take it as an example. Early morning, you see the sun rays coming down. Where have they originated from? The sun. What are they actually? The sun. Then at night, when there's once again darkness comes, where have the sun rays gone? The sun rays have gone back into the sun, which they actually are. So in the beginning, the sun rays were the sun, and the night, the sun rays are the sun. So in the daytime also, the individual sun rays are also only the sun. That is their true reality. The rays are not different, although they may appear to be different during the day. In the same way, Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya is trying to explain to us that the Jeeva, the conditioned Atma, has originated from consciousness. And at the end of our life, that consciousness will again welcome the Jiva back into it. So in the beginning, Jiva originated from consciousness. At the end of our lives, the Jiva will once again merge with that consciousness at the time of Videha Mukti. So in the middle, between the beginning and the end, that Jiva is also that pure consciousness. And this is what Bhagwan is trying to explain to us in this beautiful shloka. Consciousness is one everywhere. There is no difference. There is nothing but consciousness. A little difficult perhaps to digest this, but think about it, mull over it, do manan, and maybe it will become clearer as the days go on with the rest of the shlokas. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Chidarpanam. Jai Gurudev. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you Zoom.